Right, another show worked on. What was that working on? Bamboo Blade.
Oh yeah, Bamboo Blade was cool. That was the first show that I ever. That was the first show I was ever able to write for. I
Hmm.
believe. I believe that was the first show I wrote for. Yeah, that was the first show I wrote for. So it was interesting because I'd been uh, working as a director, and working as a director, you tend to have to rewrite lines. Something the writer, and I rewrite my own scripts. At home you're just convinced that this is going to fit and it's going to sound a certain way, and like sometimes if you don't know the writer's delivery, it doesn't work. So we're used to kind of rewriting stuff, but I'd never taken a script and written the whole thing, and there's my script, and so that was a new experience for me. And also just the world of kendo and sports anime. Like I just didn't know anything about it, and all the attacks, like the men, and like yelling men when you make a headshot or you make a strike at someone's head, and all those kind of things, and which in a way made weird connections with me with calling out attacks and how that's like had a real life analog to where people actually do call out their attacks when they're fighting. Also, like that show, it's the first show that ever like had another director work on at the same time,
Hmm.
and I passed on directing duties to that one because I started working. Geez, I don't remember what show I started working on right after that. It's been the years kind of run together a little bit, to be honest. But Chris Kaysen, I directed the first half of it, the first 9 or 10, and then he directed the rest of it, and then I would have to watch his work, and he was still working on my script, so it was interesting to see what lines he would have trouble with, and then all the school age girls, or all the young girls and stuff, and the young boys and the weird characters, and it was, I don't know, it was fun. It was very lighthearted too, which is kind of like sometimes if you work on something really heavy, it can kind of get to you a little bit. And plus, that was the first. That was Ian Sinclair's first leading role. Was
Oh.
God, what's his name? Whatever his name was, Tojiro. I want to say Tojiro, but that
Oh.
was his first leading role, and that's where I learned, or we both learned that if you want to eat food, if your character is eating food, because his character was always eating tater tots, because tater tots are crunchy, but they're also soft.
Hmm.
So you can eat with them, and they'll make some noise and all that stuff. So he ate a lot of tater tots, and we'd have to clean off the mic screen of these
Oh.
bits of tater tots from getting topic. And I don't know. That was a good one. I know Vic used to eat donuts while he was doing Edward Elric back in the day.
Oh
So
yeah, I remember that.
I was the engineer. I was the ADR engineer on that show for about, I don't know how many episodes, 25, 30 episodes, something like that.
Hmm.
But Bamboo Blade was fun, and it had a good cast, a big ensemble. And it was cool.
Right on.
Children, I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember the character's name. Sorry.
Yeah. I
There's
won't.
a lot of characters in there. It wasn't Steve.
All right. Since you mentioned Fairy Tale, what was it like working on it?
Well, I kind of mentioned earlier how there's been that unexpected thing of one, I didn't know, like we were working on. I mean, I just wrote the script for episode 277, and I've worked on the show since episode 1. I directed episode 1. I wrote episode 3. I wrote episode 4. And I've been on the team for so long. We took that year off
Hmm.
a while back. But ever since we took a hiatus after the Fantasia episode, the end of the Fighting Festival arc, episode 48, I believe. And then we took some time off. And then we did episodes 50 or 49 or 50
Hmm.
through episode 277 just nonstop. So my mortgage loves that show. No, it's been constant work. It's finally gonna, they're taking a hiatus in Japan after that episode, or they are taking a hiatus, or they're working on the next season, trying to get caught up to the manga. I think, or trying to let the manga get further ahead, because right now the anime is about I mean, they're in the Alvarez arc, which is about 60, 65, 70 manga chapters ahead of the arc they're in now, which we just did the Zero broadcast dub. So now we did that dub in broadcast dub. So 277, which we're working on, will be out in a couple of weeks, which is crazy. It'll be out before 265. But so we're in the middle of that, and it's just been this long running thing, and there's so many diehard fans, and I have this huge community built around it. It's cool. It's great to be a part of that team, and it's very popular, and it's successful in the way, and
Sure
I'm
is.
very, very lucky to be a part of it. And it's just been a long ride, and taking working with like Todd and Jeremy and those people who've been in from the very beginning, and like we've done so many episodes, and like so much time spent working on the show and thinking about these characters, helping them flesh out a little bit. I know Hiro Mashima created, he does, he's the story, and like an adaptation, you can see, I don't know, it's you get to inhabit the characters a little bit, which is pretty cool. And I got to meet him at New York Comic Con several years ago. It was a very big honor, and I when I met him, I was very serious about it. It's like he was going to watch some of our dub. I don't even know if he didn't seem to speak much English, so I couldn't even tell what he thought of it. Of course, he was very nice, but it was very like I told him, or I told his translator, I said, make sure that that he knows that we're going to treat his show with the utmost respect and care that we can. And now that I met him, I feel a personal responsibility to treat his show well. So that was cool. I mean, that was awesome, and it meant a lot to me to know that I could, and have the creator's blessing in a way, to bring it to an American audience. There's plenty of Americans that still watch the Japanese and they read the manga and stuff. And of course, I read, I read the manga because I need to know what's going to happen. I don't want to ever be surprised by like, oh no, was this guy all along, and oh no, I should have cast somebody else, or you want to be prepared. So I'm up to date on the manga, and it's been a crazy ride to be part of that show.
I bet.
And they have the tattoo even. Me and Todd had to have the tattoos.
Awesome.
The only tattoo I have.
All right, man. I have a funny question I want to ask you. If you can live in any of the anime worlds that you have worked on, which one and why?
Okay, which world?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, some of those worlds I would never want to live in. I'd never want to live in like like Ragnarok Land, or or I guess what is Midgard, or I wouldn't want to live in hell, like Hellgirl. I wouldn't live in Purgatory. Actually, I would love to, like, Fiore seems pretty cool, where Fairy Tail takes place, because it seems like plus like one, all their technology runs on magic, which is pretty awesome, and like you can learn magic and you can do like incredible things, or you could just like be a carpenter and use like a magic saw to do your stuff. And it seems like I guess it does get destroyed by dragons and by Fairy Tail members, and this crazy stuff happens, but it seems pretty cool. I think I would stay there. Now, living for a kingdom, it's like that, I didn't vote for him. But I guess you take some of the good with the bad. But yeah, I would live in Fiore, sure. It seems like a cool place, and you could go watch the Grand Magic Games. You could be part of the Fairy Tail Guild, I guess, if you didn't have anybody, or you could be part of some of these other guilds, and it seems like there's a lot of possibilities in that one. And like, plus it looks like it's modeled after Europe, and so it's all old, rustic looking, and very nice, and pleasant, and everyone's pretty friendly, and they will seem to like to drink their ale and ride in their carts, and, like blow things up. I don't know. That seems fun. I think I would live in Peoria, definitely.
All right, nice. Yeah, I kind of would too.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know, you're like everything's operated by magic. You got your magic, like your lacrimas and your crazy like your even like your weird like purple oxes that like drive the carts and I don't know. It seems cool.
Another show that I worked on that I've seen and that I enjoyed. What was it like working on Is This a Zombie?
Oh man, it was funny. Like that was one that like I just really didn't know what to expect, and like it's so self-aware. You know, it's like it plays with the whole like the harem trope. You know, which is like really done, and it's very tongue-in-cheek. It knows what it's trying to do. You know, the only way that the guy can get out of his problems is by turning into a chainsaw-wielding magical girl. You know, this talking chainsaw who, at least in our version, just kind of like spits out like movie cliches. You know, it's like it's funny. You know, and it knows what it is. It never got too wrapped up in a plot to where it tried to be something it wasn't. You know, and it's lewd in a way, and it's like crude, and you could get away with some stuff in that show that you would be totally out of bounds in other shows, and just the whole premise is so like it's so stupid in a way, and that's it's brilliant, you know, like it's just what it's trying to be, and like I don't know, it's interesting, and plus just seeing like the character's so like Aimu's such a schmo, and he just like he's so low energy, and he just doesn't give a crap, and like he has to get all fired up and bust out the chainsaw, and there's all these like perverted monsters, and it's just like so stupid. It's funny, and I had a great time. I was on the writing team for that one for both seasons, and I had a great time because it seemed like to me, at least the way that I would read the translation, is that like they'd set up a lot of jokes and then just kind of walk away from them, but we'd always go for the joke, or like I would try to challenge myself to make it even funnier for myself, and that was a good time. And we like just kind of do stupid things in the booth and see what worked, and sometimes the stupider the better, or like just throwing in some random stuff, and it was a lot of fun working on that show, and I was able to bring some other new people into that one. That was Austin Tyndall's first leading role, and he's all over the place now, and Morgan Garrett, and working with Jade and Lindsay, and I always really liked working with them. And they're and Anthony Bowling, who was the best friend, and like there's a line actually Anthony wrote in that, or he ad-libbed in the in episode, I don't know, 2 or 3, where his friend Orito is talking about going bowling with or he wants to hang out with Aimu, and he goes, Aimu is his friend, and he won't, and of course he's turned into a Walking Dead, so he can't really do as much as he used to.
Yeah.
But he's like, come on, man, I'm in dire need of a bro job. And it was just like the funniest thing, and it's like, okay, we're keeping that, and this is going to be a thing in the show. And so we had like, in a comedy like that, you have a little more freedom to be like off the cuff, and it's not what the Japanese said, but like it's meant to make the audience laugh at the same time, and to kind of get their really buddy like bro, like somewhat homoerotic like relationship. It's all there. We just present it in this way, and it's just it's fun. It's very freeing, and like if no one took that show super seriously, because it's not that kind of show. They had all the King of the Night and all that stuff, but like even the King of the Night, like the big bad guy, like worked at a pet store.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's just like how fiendish is that?
That was a very enjoyable show, though. Loved it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just a really fun show, and I was glad when it came back for season 2. Although Jerry Jewell directed season 2, but I wrote about, I don't know, half the episodes, and I was producer on it, so I would work with him, and blah blah blah. But very interesting to see it come back.
Same.
Yeah.
More is good.
Yeah, and I think maybe there's another season. I don't know. I think there's more manga.
More manga, definitely.
Yeah. Like maybe there's going to be a season 3. Hopefully, if there is, hopefully we'll get to work on it again.
And wait for that day.